Outsourcing has always managed to grow both in recession and in good times. So I think there's going to be a perennial demand for outsourcing in both recessions and upturns. I'm Leslie Wilcox, Professor of Technology, Work and Globalization and Director of the Outsourcing Unit at London School of Economics.
And I'm Andrew Craig, and together with Leslie, I created the Outsourcing Unit and now help to run it.
We've worked for 17 years researching and advising on outsourcing. We have investigated over 1,000 outsourcing arrangements. At any time, the Outsourcing Unit has 5 outsourcing research projects. The Outsourcing Enterprise series consists of 6 papers so far. The first one is on the CEO's role in delivering strategic advantage. The second one is on power of relationships. The third is on choosing effective suppliers. The fourth is on retained capabilities. The fifth is on collaborative innovation. And there is a special edition called Outsourcing in Difficult Times, which focuses on managing through the recession for the upturn. The main challenges organizations face in the recession are threefold, I think. The first is great cost reduction. The second one is dealing with the uncertainty. No one really knows where this is going. And the third is preparing themselves for when the recession is over, being in a good position to take advantage of any upswing. And our paper, Outsourcing in Difficult Times, talks about 4 strategies that you need to move around at different times in order to do well. Firstly, sweat the assets, which is really about reducing costs and making sure you're not incurring new costs. The second one is underpinning the business's current position, making sure you're delivering the services during the recession. The third is maybe slow the strategy, go on doing what you did before, but actually investing in it less quickly. And the fourth, ready for the upturn, you need to make sure that you've built the infrastructure. The private sector is having a bit of a shock at the moment. Initially, the response was twofold. Firstly, we've got to cut costs immediately before we get killed. And secondly, and sometimes in the same organisation, we really need to pause to think because we don't know what's going to happen. The uncertainty is killing us as well. So I think what's going to happen is that organisations are going to get a better feel for way forward about the middle of this year, 2009. And I think that there will be more outsourcing will result from the private sector. In particular, I think that more offshoring and more business process outsourcing is going to be the route that's going to be taken. These were actually genuine ways out of cost reduction problems in the last recession. I think they're still there. They are genuine alternatives. The issue for business process outsourcing is the market mature enough yet for organizations to feel confident to actually go down that way more than they have. The issue for offshoring is there's a vast choice now. India is the main choice, but there are a lot of other choices coming through. So there are a lot of judgments to be made about who to go with on offshoring. But I think the issue there is whether suppliers can demonstrate that they can provide lower cost, sound service, secure location delivery in those 2 areas, which are less mature than the IT areas. Well, I think Britain has probably been hit more by the financial crisis for various reasons than the rest of Europe, despite what we hear. But traditionally, of course, the rest of Europe doesn't actually do as much outsourcing as Britain, which has been one of the leading markets along with USA and Australia. So they might scale up more outsourcing on the same scenarios I've suggested for Great Britain, but I don't think to the same degree. They start from a lower base and their level of motivation to outsource is lower than in Britain.
And when outsourcing, it's critically important for organisations to concentrate on their core capabilities. And of course, in recessionary times, sometimes there is a tendency to hollow out even more on your core capabilities, just at the time when you shouldn't be doing that. You need to keep control of your IT and business process outsourcing, and you do this by making sure that you have the core capabilities within your organisation. The risks of not following this strategy are that organisations will not be able to make the right sort of savings that they need right now in the recessionary times, but also, as importantly, they will hollow themselves out and not be able to take advantage of when the economy actually becomes much better. It's not easy to get that balance, and so collaboration with your suppliers is the key to making that judgment.
We think that there are three attributes that suppliers have, need to have in the recession. They're similar to the ones that they need not in a recession. The first one is delivery capability. Can they deliver on this agenda in the recession? The second one is a relationship capability. You're going to have to work as a client much closer with your suppliers than ever before if you really want results. And the third one is transformation capability, the ability to re-engineer business processes, the ability to exploit IT for mutual advantage. Those are the three that I think that you would be looking for as a client.